Danny, how you doing, man?
Hey, ha ha!
Flubber nub nub, wobble
Yeah.
nub nub. Yep.
Generic Rick and Morty phrases, ha ha ha! Because that's how you know you're a fan.
That's one of the things I loathe is going into like, I loathe bad T-shirts of things like where people are like, yeah, I want to make a T-shirt, I want to wear a T-shirt that says I like Rick and Morty. It's like, yeah, okay, great, but can't you think of a better reference than a big picture of Rick Sanchez with the title card underneath? Can't you think of a better T-shirt than that?
Yeah, and I also hate the fans of the show that just take it way
I hate the
too
fans of the
fucking
show.
far.
End of sentence.
I hate fans. I got my tongue caught in one once.
I like to be hot in the summer. They shouldn't exist.
You know the types of people that go into McDonald's and
kick
shout,
off about the Szechuan sauce.
Yep, and shout, I'm Pickle Rick and I want my Szechuan sauce. See, those people can fuck right off.
Oh, that's not a good. It's not a sustainable or good lifestyle, is it? Really?
Yep, you're just being an absolute arsehole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Pickle Rick. Look at me. And see the other pricks that say you have to have a very high Q to enjoy a Rick and Morty. So no, you're missing the point.
The entire point, I think, is that it's dumb for the sake of being dumb, and it's clever for the sake of being clever.
Yep.
The cleverness is a side effect of the dumbness, almost. But anyway,
if ever there was a show to get snobby about, Rick and Morty is not fucking it.
No, it's probably The Wire or Breaking Bad, maybe.
Yeah, it's the best show on the planet.
But anyway, Danny, why are we here? Why are we releasing a second podcast? Or a first podcast? I've got no idea when these are going out. Is it Friday for this one? Maybe.
Yes, it is Friday. We've got 28 minutes left, Lewis.
Oh my god, quick, talk about it.
So it's Rick and Morty Season 4, Episode 1, Edge of Tomorty, Rick Die Rickpeat. Okay, what's your opening statement, Lewis?
My opening statement is that it's a surprisingly deep episode. It's both fun-loving, complex, just as absurd as all the classic episodes that we know and love. Pickle Rick, all the other ones. It's really brilliant, and it's one of the things I get quite rarely watching TV shows, is watching an episode and then getting hooked and thinking, well, I can't wait to see the next one when it comes out. I can't wait to wait a week. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's me.
Is that you? Fuck. Okay, a crazy fast fuck you story about living in the moment or doing whatever it takes to achieve a lifelong goal. Both have merits and both have flaws, almost as if they are best when together, like two other opposites that we see.
Ooh, he's done that one clever. That's a clever thing he's done. Whoa.
Or nothing matters or some shit.
No, you're completely right.
Yep.
It's a fascinating thing about the merits of I want to die with Jessica. That's his whole the thing that drives him, and he kills like 20 police officers or whatever it is.
And becomes a massive Akira monster.
Yes, exactly. Oh, it's crazy.
Right, okay, creepy room questions, go.
Which of the title bits do you think that we'll see in the series?
Oh, fuck. I don't know.
Neither do I. It's the entire... I really hope that the final episode of Rick and Morty involves that one that's been in every season, where they're flying away from a big Cthulhu with a baby Cthulhu in their arms.
I mean, I don't know. I think that would sort of... I like the fact that it sort of shows that, yes, they go on adventures when we're not watching. It's like they don't stop just because there's a week in between when we see them. It's like there's adventures without us seeing, and it sort of adds to that. Yes, it happens all the time, and they're an actual family.
Yeah.
Which allows the writers to write in any shit that they want.
Sure.
Oh, remember that time we went to fucking Cambodia? No, what episode's that? You weren't watching then, were you? Because it was during the week when you were waiting.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. How many Horcruxes does Rick have?
That's a great question. Probably an infinite amount.
Yeah. I reckon he's got backups on backups on backups. From the holographic Rick that's like, okay, now just put this gun with Rick's DNA into this machine in the back of the car.
Yeah. I think that because remember, because Rick axed the protocol.
The Phoenix program, yeah.
Yeah, and he killed all those baby versions of himself. I think that it was an actual accident, and because another Rick in another dimension hadn't, that's the only reason that he was alive.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is terrifying.
Oh, definitely.
He could have easily been dead.
Completely, which is horrifying, right?
It really
Although
is.
I have to say, it really did make me laugh seeing all those bizarre, like, fascist dystopias of all these different things.
Yes.
Hail Wasp Hitler. Oh God.
That brings me on to my next question. Well, my first question, because I haven't actually asked one yet. If Ricks reject meaning, how can so many be fascists?
That's a good point. Although maybe though they are the outliers. Like we see in the Citadel of Ricks, there are Ricks that without Mortys, there are Mortys without Ricks, and in forwards to that, you can presume that there are Ricks that are a bit weird, Ricks that don't follow the established fascist order.
Right.
There might be Ricks that just have fascist beliefs anyway, and then just choose to stay in those dimensions just because by chance they are there with Prawn Hitler or whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, like, outliers and like, sort of fascist groups, are they normally allowed?
No, I suppose not.
Isn't a common trait of fascism that it's not really a sort of weekend club that you can dip in and out of.
Originally, the actual meaning.
It's not a bowling club that you can just sort of show up to now and again.
No, that's very true. I think originally the word fascist, it did mean something along the lines of like, together we are stronger sort of thing. Because a fascist is like a bundle of sticks tied together. So the idea is tied together, all the individual sticks are stronger than...
That's one of the symbols, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's one of the symbols of fascism as well.
Yeah, and it's on like the American... It's the seal of the presidential seal or the US dollar or something like that.
Oh,
No, the White House, the Oval Office, isn't it? It's like above the door frames.
Yep, shit. Do you want the FBI to fucking kill us, Lewis? Is that what you want? Do you want the NSA up our arses?
Well, the way I see it, Dan, is the machines are going to rise up and kill us all. So,
Yeah.
it might as well be the NSA. What's that thing from the first episode of Rick and Morty? They're machines, Morty. No, I mean it figuratively. They're bureaucrats. So, whether it's bureaucratic machines...
The bureaucrats, Morty! I don't respect them!
So whether it's bureaucratic machines or whether it's actual machines, which will be in this weekend's episode of Shouting into the Void, then, one of them's going to kill me. Or I'll live a long and happy life. One of those three things will happen.
because we've just we literally just finished recording Terminator. That's why we're sort of talking about machines.
Because we have sort of
After
recorded
the
them the
fact.
wrong way around, haven't we? Like this
Yeah,
one's going out on
I mean-
Friday, that one's going out on Sunday.
Yeah, but who needs linear fucking media, Lewis?
That's very true. Nobody. I like my media squiggly.
Do you know what this reminds me of? Have you ever seen the podcast with H3H3?
I don't think I have, no.
With Justin Roiland on it, and they call a mega church, and Justin Roiland is Rick, and he's like, the person is like talking about praying. What is your prayer and all that, and it's like this is the prayer line, and Justin Roiland's like, this is the pralines. I need to talk to Joel Osteen. I have $83,000 right now, and I want to donate. I have $83,725. Talking shite to this woman, and this woman starts starts praying like, just these talking in tongues, just this sort of demonic babble nonsense, and Justin Roiland is like, what are you saying? Go ga ga go ga ga ga. It
seems like the most weird fever dream of a podcast in the world.
Oh, it's so fun. Oh, it was so. You need to watch it. It's absolutely hilarious.
Sure. Are there any thoughts you had about this episode? I've got a few.
Shit, oh my god, we've got 20 minutes. Are there some goals worth doing Whatever it takes.
Feel like yeah. Well, I mean,
whatever it
okay,
takes.
no. There's a line, I suppose. Like if it's okay, yeah,
Do
we
the
can cure
ends
cancer,
justify the
but
means.
it'll be genocide is how we're gonna do it. Like I feel like I wouldn't genocide for the cure for cancer, but no, I see what you mean. Like I feel like Morty's in his single-minded desire to die with Jessica, and there he is killing dozens of policemen. Like that ain't great.
Yep. Do you have a question?
I have a statement.
Oh, okay.
Forcing Rick to be polite is a smack in the face to everything he believes in, and I think it shows how Rick's character has changed. That now he's willing to be polite and say, "Morty, have you finished your homework? Beth, can I take you on an adventure, please?" and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a complete smack in the face to his. I don't care.
Really,
I forget it. It doesn't matter.
It's really disturbing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
To be honest, I don't know if I like it, and I don't think it's going to last very long.
No, I doubt it'll last very long.
Or maybe it is. Maybe he's sort of accepting change now.
Maybe he's realizing that it isn't a healthy way to raise a child. Is sort of.
I mean,
I mean, don't get me wrong. This very formal sort of. Okay, well, I need to ask Morty these very specific questions. I don't think that'll last, but I think there might be more of a leniency in him of like, oh hey, do you want to do this, Morty? Do you want to go here? Do you want to do this?
I mean, there are only 5 episodes in this season, so it really depends on what they're wanting to do with it. Are they wanting to continue a narrative, or are they just gonna sort of give some stories that make points and have deeper messages?
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know which one I want, because both of them sound great.
Definitely.
So really, I'm up for anything that they throw at us.
Definitely, me too. I think I really enjoyed how they it's the absurdism of Rick and Morty that I'd forgotten, because I've seen all the episodes out there so many times now that I'm no longer surprised by new things. I'm no longer surprised. I'm just thinking, oh well, I can almost recite this line for line. And so, like, the chilled breakfast scene in movies and stuff, it takes that and just throws it on its head. Like that thing that Summer goes on about, oh, I should take a hot funeral selfie. And she tries to put more syrup on her dad's pancakes. Like, do you know what I mean?
I mean, that is just so dark and so funny.
It's bizarre. It really is.
You're contributing to your dad's death so you can take a selfie. That's fucking brilliant. That's really quite funny. And isn't fascist Morty just fucking hilarious?
Yes, very funny.
When he's like, just have fun, do as I say. Just.
The thing that really tickled me about this episode when Rick was running along the road, I think it was in the prawn dimension, and he was going, when did this become the new normal?
And he gets kicked to death.
Oh God.
And then he gets saved by a wasp who eats their prey alive.
Yeah.
And that's arguably and that's the most relaxed of the coalition of universes.
Yeah, and it makes a sort of deeper point to some extent of like, yeah, family's important and love is important and respect is important, but on the same level, they are like Morty does literally eat all of that weird grub thing's babies. Like, you know what I mean? And the grub is like dying and being horrifically killed, only to have Morty eat his babies, and do you know what I mean? And then Rick takes from that, oh yeah, love and respect is important.
Yeah, but they're family. I suppose it's darkly saying yes, family's important, but families are flawed.
Yeah.
And they have their issues, but as long as they're, they love each other, I suppose they can eat as many babies as they want.
Do you think Rick has any non-cloning based Horcruxes?
Probably.
I suppose, yeah, he does have the gun thing that goes into the back of the car, but like, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, and I don't think he has them right now, but I'm sure that at some point he will have them. I'm sure the writers will fucking shove it in. Do you know what? It's one of the only shows that the fact that there's a MacGuffin, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
It just adds to how great the show is. You know, they say outright, yeah, this is the smartest guy in the universe, and you know, he's thought of everything.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think it's just hilarious how they just come up with these elaborate sort of ways. Yep, he had a backup Phoenix thing and another alternate. Oh, they're all fascist.
Yeah.
You can just imagine Dan Harmon pitching this shit at the table. It's like, yeah, he has another backup thing. Oh yeah, and they're all fascists.
Yeah.
And there's shrimp. There's shrimp as well. Oh shit, and there's wasps. There's fucking wasps. Oh, and you know what? Let's bring back a fucking Mr. Meeseeks. Let's just do that. Yeah, it's done.
And when they're all like hitting those boxes, and he's like stood there literally hitting both the boxes, shield me from the police. Oh my god.
And then the red Meeseeks.
What do you want?
What do you want? I think that's
it really is brilliant. Although that does answer some of the questions we were talking about the other day with Meeseeks of is the Meeseeks an organic thing? Is it generated? It implies that it's a generated entity, because he's saying that, like, because he says, oh, this off-brand Fleeseeks or whatever he calls it implies that Meeseeks is made by, it's like Heinz ketchup or whatever, or like Heinz baked beans.
It's like a commodity.
Yeah, and so what he's saying is, oh, I prefer Heinz baked beans to Tesco own brand beans.
Yeah, which I think is pretty funny, to be honest.
Definitely, yeah.
What corporation out there just fucking deals in servants that last maybe up to an hour?
Well, yeah.
I mean, who thought of that one?
Well,
I bet Elon Musk is kicking himself.
I've got SpaceX, I've got Tesla, and I didn't think of Meeseeks. God damn.
Is living in the moment inherently flawed?
Yes. I think yes.
Why?
It is. I think because if you live in the moment, you can't have long-term goals, right?
But what if you're happy?
If you're happy, I mean, I suppose that is sort of the end game of life is happiness. So if you're happy, then yeah, great. But I think, for me at least, living in the moment completely 100%, it wouldn't be the right thing to do. I think the point the show makes, and the point that I get from it anyway, is that it's somewhere between the two. You need to have an eye on the future, but you also need to live in the moment a bit.
Yep. Where the fuck is Evil Morty?
Did you expect him to be in the premiere episode?
No. I'm just going to keep asking that every episode.
Oh, I see. I think Evil Morty is on the Citadel at the moment.
Yeah, that's what everyone else will be asking. They'll be like, where's Evil Morty?
You're getting the SEO up.
And do you know what I really appreciate about Harmon and Roiland? They are such trolls. Like, the last episode of season 3 was Rick and Morty fight the president.
Yeah.
And like, Morty had become the president, and you're like, oh shit, it's gonna be a fucking mess. And then it's like, no, it's the president from season 2. It's like, oh no. I mean, I love Keith David, but I was like, you fucking trolls. You got me all Evil Morty hard, and now I'm, nowhere to go.
I was quite impressed with both as part of the end of season thing where they fought the president. Rick didn't use any of his cybernetic enhancements that were like only in it for that one episode, the Whirly Dirly Conspiracy.
Yeah.
They were like only there for that, and it's like you say, there's a MacGuffin, and it's only because of that one episode that we know Rick has cybernetic enhancements, and he's never ever used them since.
I loved the fact that it was like a sort of parody of like Doctor Who. It was like you know how with John Pertwee, like the Doctor would just like get like called up by UNIT and just oh yeah, there's an alien, go kill it or go take care of it. Yeah. I just love that they took the piss out of that, and then Rick even says, he's like, I'm Doctor Who in this motherfucker.
I'll have to watch that episode again because it's not one I watched in preparation for our Rick and Morty podcast, but it's a really good one.
It is such a good episode.
So you craft stuff to mine with, and you mine stuff to craft with. Did your dad make this game?
and we learned that Rick is autistic as well.
I don't even remember that.
he says that. He says, "Is this game popular with autistic people?" And Morty's like, "Why would you say something like that?" "Because I'm starting to love it."
Oh, okay, yeah.
So Rick's autistic.
Yeah, he's either autistic or making a joke about being autistic. Or, yeah.
I mean, like, as dark and horrible as it is, I think that you can clearly tell that Harmon and Roiland have a great sense of empathy. Because like, some of the stuff that they say, it's like there's just a you know, when like in the Vindicator episode,
Sure.
and like World Ender's dead, and they find his body and his men, and they're like, Crockeybot is like, why would World Ender do this to his own men and several women? It's like it's just stuff like that. Like it's like, oh, okay, so there's women there as well then. It's just little tidbits like that that really just show off their empathy.
I'd say something else I quite like from this series is that the speech they did at the end of Rick and Morty opening episode season 4. We'll do this again 100 times, and they're like it was like that speech from the first episode. Yeah. And it was sort of juxtaposed by how much they've changed and how much Summer has changed as well. Like that weird thing that Summer was going on about, and like, is that no? You know, I record everything, garage, isolate and playback. It's this horrible thing about Rick and Morty, and ugh.
I think Summer gets it pretty bad.
How do you mean?
Like, see in the Morty's Mind Blowers, where they forget everything, and she drags them up the stairs, and then like they wake up and they're like, Summer, oh my god, how much interdimensional cable do we miss, you dumb bitch? Oh my god. And then Summer just like, no wonder you're constantly fighting behind schedule. And Rick's like, what? They are behind schedule though.
Are they? How do you mean?
Well, when did season 3 come out? 2017?
Maybe.
I remember it being 2017 because I remember filming the 4 o'clock club with you.
Oh yes, while it came out. Yeah.
Yeah, while it came out, and we're now coming up to 2020, and there's only 5 episodes. So what have you been doing? What have you been?
It's like that news article, I think it was in The Onion or something. George R.R. Martin does literally anything else than write more Game of Thrones books.
I mean, when I'm gonna search when the last Game of Thrones book came out, because I've read the books and I've been waiting for fucking ages.
He hasn't finished them, has he?
No, there's 2 more left.
There's 2 more left. Good grief!
And I'll tell you exactly when the last book came out.
Because my wife has the copies of the first couple, and I keep thinking, oh yeah, I'll pick that up, and then every time I pick it up, I leaf through it and think, yeah, I'd rather read something else. It just hasn't drawn me in yet, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean it's a mammoth of a series. It came out July 12th, 2011. The last book in the series.
Yeah, that's like 8 years.
And there's 2 left.
There's a real chance that George R.R. Martin's going to die before he's finished these books, isn't there?
I mean, people said that, and he found that very offensive, and he told everyone that thinks that or says that to go fuck themselves.
Right. Well, thanks, George R.R. Martin.
So fuck you, Lewis.
Fantastic.
I mean, fucking 8 years, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing the best I can, but you're releasing a million other books. Like he wrote about 12 books since then about like the history of his world and stuff like that.
Like a Silmarillion, and now
he's making HBO. I was going to say H there. Jesus Christ. You know, he's making like HBO prequel shows and stuff like that. It's like, George, fucking finish what you started, mate. Don't build me a house and then go, oh shit, what's that of it, and then just leave me out in the cold, just waiting 8 years
for you to put the windows in.
For you to put the fucking roof on. I mean,
well, they don't seem to be doing that with Rick and Morty so far, because they were commissioned for 70 episodes, and if this is even if we get 5 a year, like, do you know what I mean? That ain't too bad.
oh fuck, 5 every 2 years.
Oh my god,
Can you imagine
that'd
that?
take a million years, because that's how maths works.
100 years, 100 years, Morty. Rick and Morty. Maybe they are gonna Rick and Morty 100 years, because we're gonna release 5 episodes every 3 years. Rick and Morty 100 years.
God, imagine if that was the actual case. If we're here talking about Rick and Morty in what, like 2111 or something, when we're both 100 plus years old. Crikey.
Yeah, and we're just depicting every little word that they say. Remember that time they said the word the?
I think they said wobble lobber dub dub in this one. I don't know why I go northern when I get older, but apparently I do.
I know you move to the north.
I move to the north and pick up the accent immediately.
Yes. God, we've got 4 minutes left.
Well, I
3
to be
now.
completely honest, I have run out of notes.
Would you care to give your closing statement, sir?
I will make one up on the spot, but yes, I'd love to.
Okay.
This makes me look forward to the next episode and the next episode and the next episode. I think these, because there's so much crap TV, you forget what it's like to watch good TV. And that's, I think, why a lot of TV dramas do so well. Like Game of Thrones obviously did so amazingly well, Breaking Bad did so amazingly well, this did so well, because there's so much crap TV that the good TV is incredible by comparison.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really excited to see the rest of the episodes from this series.
As am I. Is it good to live your life doing whatever it takes to achieve a goal, or is it good to live in the moment? I think everything in moderation is the answer.
True.
Just like most things, a bit of both. You know, take the good, get rid of the bad. Oh, and don't be a fascist.
That wasn't a very good pun.
Yeah, I stole it from a YouTube comment.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. OIB.
I mean, I came up with mine on the fly. I'm very proud of that.
I did. You've stole that from somewhere. You've fucking you've nicked that from somewhere. I'm gonna find the guy who's in his basement and he's like, "What the fuck? You stole my joke."
Where can people find you on the internet, Danny?
Oh shit! They can find me on Instagram at ohhirum. And they can also find me on Twitter. I don't really use it anymore. Kerso2000.
That's a good advert there.
Yeah, you can also find me on Facebook at my Facebook page, Daniel Kerr, which is my name.
I believe it is your name, yeah.
Yeah.
My Instagram is Lewis_Brindley. My Twitter is LewisBrindley4. You can contact either of us that way. You can send an email to shoutingintothevoidcontact@gmail.com. You can follow the podcast on anywhere that you get good podcasts, including but not limited to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and our podcast website, which is shoutingintothevoid.podomatic.com.
Yep. And the next episode that we'll be reviewing for Rick and Morty Season 4 is One Crew Over the Cuckoo's Morty.
Oh my god. They're getting more and more laboured, these puns are, aren't they?
Fucking hell.
Shouting into the void, 100 years, oh my god, 100 years, we got 100 episodes, 77 episodes, 100 years, a million episodes, shouting into the void, we're going to be doing it, 100 years, we're ready, 100 episodes, 10 series, we're going to do it, y'all ready?